remember Rumors of the Roundtable? Remember when that was a thing?
I do.
Uh,
That was a good segment. Good segment.
I liked it. We have a roundtable rumor for you today. As you guys know, anyone who watches this channel knows that I am a massive Doctor Who fan, and Nicholas is a big Doctor Who fan as well, Whovians, if you will. And there's been a lot of speculation going on about the future of Doctor Who, particularly with the deal with Disney and all that, because we know season 2 is coming out just here in a couple weeks. And, we're curious about the future beyond that. Is Disney going to cancel it? Is BBC just going to keep it? What about Ncuti Gatwa's place in all this? Because the scheduling is weird and he's a rising star. Well, what's going to happen? What do we do here? Well, there's a rumor going around, if you give me a second, where essentially Ncuti Gatwa might be leaving. And right now, according to Daniel RPK, in this rumor, because again, trades haven't confirmed it, he is leaving. And he gave some details on his Patreon where he stated that Ncuti Gatwa does not want to return for Series 3 as he wants to pursue a larger career in Hollywood, and that he shot a regeneration scene earlier this year. The Whoniverse is in limbo due to the exit and the show not being a quote-unquote smash hit, even though it did prove that people are still interested in the show. I continued the quote from his Patreon. Now, let me also clarify, because I've already been hit with shit on this. This is not an April Fool's joke. I'm going to cut to my close-up. I hate that shit. I hate that shit when it comes to movie news so goddamn much. This is not an April Fool's joke. That's not what we're doing. And this is a report from Daniel RPK that came out yesterday. Now, with that down, Nicholas, obviously, I don't want to see Ncuti Gatwa leave Doctor Who. Again, this is just assuming the rumor is true for a moment. This is just a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see Ncuti Gatwa leave Doctor Who at this moment. Eventually, every Doctor leaves, but I really started to get into him in Season 1, even when the episodes weren't as great, like towards the end of the season. He was still a shining light. The Season 2 trailers look great. He brings a lot of energy. He's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
I love him. But I also understand if he wants to go, because the shooting schedule, and they don't know if Season 3 is going to even happen yet, because they said Disney won't confirm to it until after Season 2 airs, which just leaves a lot of things in limbo for Ncuti Gatwa, because he's like, hey, I want to go do other things. My career's taken off, and I'm not contracted to do this other season yet, so what are we doing? What are we doing is kind of the vibe it seems like. Now, granted, I hope we find out tomorrow that this is all bullshit and he's staying for Season 3. That'd be great. I would love it. However, I did want to get your thoughts first. Do you think there's any validity to this rumor? And if there is, how do you feel about it?
I think it all makes sense. As for the validity, I guess it's something we're just going to have to wait to see, But I think in terms of just Doctor Who, I think Ncuti Gatwa was a fantastic doctor. It's sort of the thing with Jodie, right? Where some of the writing is sort of a little iffy here, but they are giving an excellent performance as the doctor. I think that Ncuti Gatwa encompasses what the Doctor is in a very big way, and that sort of hope and optimism, and especially what they did sort of with the David Tennant return of I'm you, but I'm unburdened, right? We're sort of doing therapy
I'm better.
backwards. Yeah. I thought it was a great way to sort of reboot the character and the ideals and everything like that. But I know that the Disney show, while was popular, but I don't think it's the smash success that they were hoping that it was going to be. And, Ncuti Gatwa really broke out on that show, Sex Education. He was sort of a breakout star from that, a fan favorite character. And then he had a small supporting role in Greta Gerwig's Barbie movie. So, it's something that I wouldn't be surprised if he does have a bunch of different offers on the table that are intriguing to a young actor like he is. So I would hate to see him go, but I definitely understand if that's something in the cards.
No, I fully agree with you. By the way, don't judge me if you hear me eating crackers. I'm starving. I barely had dinner. But let's also talk about the Doctor Who not being a huge smash success. Because it's been relatively successful. And it proved that, especially at first, dude, going into David Tennant's return for the 60th anniversary and going into Season 1, I actually felt hype around Doctor Who online. And I hadn't felt that since Peter Capaldi's second season. It had been a long time since that had happened. And honestly, and this is as someone who's a huge Russell T Davies fan, I think it's no one's fault but his. I think the season overall was good, but a lot of the misdirects and the not even misdirects, because the misdirect is good, but the just intentional, purposefully writing things in a way to then give them payoffs that when you go back and watch it, don't track and don't make sense, but also publicly going out and saying like, "Oh yeah, I did a lot of that stuff because we wanted to have traction on social media." Because there's a social nonverbal contract you make with your audience when you do a thing like that, where you set up a mystery where, hey, for you sticking around week to week, I'm going to pay this off in a satisfying way. And that contract was broken. So like going into this season, I barely feel any hype. Any.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the trailers look great. I'm personally hyped. I just don't think everybody else is, which is a shame. Personally, that's kind of how I see it. I don't know how about you.
No, I mean, I was really hyped going into the David Tennant era, and then I was really excited to see what Ncuti Gatwa would bring. But to be honest, I haven't seen a trailer for the new series. I didn't even know it was coming out, let alone, what'd you say, April, May, next month?
No, April 12th. Like, it's
April
a couple
12th,
Saturdays
yeah.
away.
News to me, honestly, which is I mean, I'm someone who's chronically online and in the space, and that's a fandom that I follow, but apparently, the marketing push hasn't been, and maybe that's just Disney being a little coy with it or anything. But I'm hoping that they do sort of kick it off in a better way here. But I mean, I think that's right. Is that just because it's still airing on BBC, right? Disney's just doing the
Yeah, Disney's contract ends after season 2 and after the spinoff, I believe.
what's the spinoff again?
The War Between the Land and the Sea with the Sea Devils and Kate Stewart.
Right. I mean, talk about unnecessary shows, but god damn it if I don't love Kate Stewart.
I'll watch anything Kate Stewart's in.
If Kate Stewart's in it, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it a shot, But here's the thing, right? Let's say that this rumor about Ncuti Gatwa leaving is true. And the report that he shot a regeneration scene in pickups, let's say it's all true. Do you think that we get the casting at the end of the regeneration? Have we ever had like a cliffhanger regeneration before where it's like, tune in next week, we don't have him yet?
Well, we've had fake out regenerations that were cliffhangers before, but
yeah,
and it
but
was
not an official one.
And it was rumored that when Chibnall and Jody left, that they shot a scene without an actor, and then Russell came in and then put in David Tennant. That was always rumored. We don't know for sure, but I mean, it's possible it could happen this time, or maybe they just shot his scene a while back, and they're casting right now. Because by the time the finale comes out, it's another 8 weeks after it starts airing. So you have some time to get somebody in, do the lines, and do a quick scene before the finale if you want to. That's not bad, by the way.
That is true. But
I do want to highlight an amazing comment from Hannah here that just says Kate Stewart in all caps. Yeah, that's the vibe. That's the vibe for Kate Stewart. That's exactly how we feel. And I love it. I love it. But guys, we have a lot more news stories to get through. But, we could talk about Doctor Who forever. I already went too long about it. It happens. But guys, what do you think? Do you think this rumor is true? Do you think Ncuti Gatwa could be leaving Doctor Who? Or do you think it's all going to be okay, like I'm hoping it is? Let us know in the comments as we move on to our next story.